What were the key events during the siege of Jerusalem, 70 AD? Have you ever wondered how a city can fall under siege and what that looks like in real life? The siege of Jerusalem in 70 Anno Domini is a prime example of this. This military operation was led by the Roman army under General Titus and aimed to put an end to the First Jewish Revolt in the province of Judea. The siege lasted several months and resulted in the capture and destruction of much of Jerusalem, including the Second Temple. One of the first key events was the encirclement and blockade of the city. Roman forces surrounded Jerusalem, cutting off all supplies of food and water. This tactic aimed to starve both defenders and civilians into submission. Next came the initial assaults and breaches. The Romans launched multiple attacks on the city walls. The fighting was fierce, with Jewish defenders using missiles and hit-and-run tactics. After intense combat, the Roman legions managed to breach the northern section of the second wall. To tackle Jerusalem's strong fortifications, the Romans constructed siege works. They built siege ramps and other siege engines on the northwest and northeast sides of the city. These constructions allowed them to launch more effective assaults on the upper city. As the siege continued, internal conflict among the Jewish factions became apparent. Some groups sought to negotiate surrender with Titus, but divisions led to the execution of envoys and ongoing resistance. Interestingly, certain priests surrendered sacred temple items to the Romans, which were later displayed in Rome as trophies. After about 18 days of siege works, the Romans made their final assault and breached the walls of the upper city. The defenders' resistance quickly collapsed, and rebel leaders fled into underground passages. The Romans planted their standards atop the city towers, marking their victory. Following the capture, Roman troops carried out widespread slaughter of the city's inhabitants, including civilians. Many had already perished from starvation before the fall. The destruction was so complete that Jerusalem was left in ruins. One of the most significant outcomes of this siege was the destruction of the Second Temple. This event served as a powerful symbol of Roman dominance and marked the effective end of the revolt. From the Roman viewpoint, this siege was a military campaign to restore control and punish rebellion. The operation showcased Roman siege warfare techniques, including encirclement, the use of siege engines, and psychological tactics. The victory reinforced Roman authority in the region and served as a warning against future uprisings. The triumph of Titus was celebrated in Rome with a grand procession displaying spoils and prisoners from Jerusalem.